Hi, I'm Bob.
And I'm Vincent for BobsMovieReview.
Today we're going to bring you a review of a movie that seems to be pretty popular called
Sicario.
Sicario. You get that right?
Yeah, sure.
Sicario.
Close enough.
Alright. So Sicario, starring Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. I don't know why. I kind of almost thought it was John there for a second.
Well, the sticker covered it up, so it's not
I know,
your fault.
but I should have known.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so this is a movie kind of about the Mexican drug trade, and pretty interesting. And there have been, let's see, wasn't Zero Dark 30 about the Mexican drug trade as well? Do you remember?
No, I think it was about Bin Laden or something like that.
Okay, so there haven't really been anything I can think of.
Yeah.
So why don't you start it? Tell us what it's about.
Well, it's about this FBI agent, right? She's FBI.
Uh-huh.
Played by Emily Blunt. Forget her name in the movie, but you know, she's pretty good at her job. You know, she's part of a tactical team. You know, she's not really into a lot of drug cartels or anything like that. She's just pretty much they're set up in Arizona, and she basically goes through houses, and they kind of just
they kind of go to these houses that are owned or suspected to be owned by not the main guy, but one of the high up guys. Was it Miguel?
Yeah, Miguel
something.
Yeah, Miguel something.
Something. That was his real last name in the movie. Something.
Yeah, something.
It's weird.
And that's basically what she does, and they end up stumbling upon more and more houses, and the government essentially notices this, and she volunteers, but they also kind of recruit her to join them in their fight to find the main person behind all of these things.
So she kind of meets with Josh Brolin's character, and I believe they eventually figure out he works for the CIA.
Yeah.
And he's putting together like this whole task force trying to get to the main guy. But this stuff is a little more shady, whereas she, you know, was doing everything strict and by the book. They're kind of doing things behind the scenes, breaking some laws, but they're not trying to be bad. They're trying to actually get to the guy, but not necessarily doing everything the most legal way, which maybe that's the only way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty much the whole movie is them just trying to get to this guy. His brother's been captured in Mexico, and they have to go down there to bring him back for interrogation. And so then they also meet up with Benicio del Toro's character, who I believe even at the end of the movie, I'm not sure who he is, or like in an official role, I don't know exactly. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's I don't want to give too much away.
Don't,
but
don't say what his background is.
No,
but he doesn't.
He starts off on the American team. Well, I guess I'll say that he's playing along with them at first, and then.
So, they get this information about this tunnel, and they are going to try to get the kind of Miguel guy in enough trouble or losing money or something's happening so that he's going to have to go back to Mexico, and they're going to follow him to the main guy. I thought this movie was really interesting. You know, I don't know that I would say that I know this movie's like 100% accurate what really happens, but you know, a lot of this Mexican drug trade stuff, you know, is real.
Yeah.
You know, it's really scary stuff that what really happens, and you know, all the killings and the kidnappings and how brutal everything is. And I thought this movie probably did a pretty good job at portraying all that.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's I mean, it's rated R, and even on the back it says grisly images. I read that because there are some pretty brutal imagery in this movie that you see, and I think all the actors do a good job in the movie, especially Emily Blunt, because like Bob was saying, all the other agents are kind of doing things behind the scenes, and she's pretty much by the books, and you really see how much of a toll it's taking on her throughout the movie, and how she really doesn't want to play along, but she kind of has to throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, she kind of gets into these situations where she really doesn't have a lot of choice. She doesn't want to go along with them, but at the same time, she feels like she has to. And I think she's a little naive, too, through the entire movie. Even to the end. She's just kind of naive about everything that's going on. And, but I like this movie. I think it's definitely worth checking out. It's not for the kids by any means. I felt like you said, it was grisly, but it wasn't overly graphic. It wasn't like close-ups of like blood exploding out and stuff like that.
No, it's not like Quentin Tarantino movies where it's like extremely graphic violence like over and over. There's just things like they stumble upon a dead body and they show it, and it's just very graphic is pretty much it. Stuff like that.
One thing I felt though, I thought there would be more action in this movie. There isn't a lot of action. There's a couple gunfights and. But it's mostly a lot of talking and traveling, but still manages to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's that. I would kind of classify it as maybe like a suspense / drama almost. So, anyway.
I question. I haven't watched any reviews or anything. A lot of people are just like going on about this movie as like the greatest movie. It's so great. It's so great. Well, I did find it to be good. I feel like it wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
You feel the same? Or you think it was the greatest?
I was expecting more from reviews I've read and what people have said in general. I definitely was expecting more, and I'm kind of along the same lines as you.
Sometimes you kind of get into those... that's why I try not to read reviews or watch reviews or anything before I watch a movie, because even though you hear two people like, oh, it's so great, you build movies up in your mind, and then you watch it, and even though it's good, you're still kind of disappointed in the overall outcome of the movie. But I did like it. I think for a score on this one, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a really good story, and it didn't necessarily need all the action to keep it going, but I would have liked a little more.
Yeah. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was very well acted. I like Del Toro in the movie. I thought he was great. Josh Brolin was good.
Josh Brolin's kind of a dick in the movie, though.
Oh yeah, he's a dick. Definitely a dick, but he was good. I've seen him play nice guys. I've seen him play bad guys, and yeah, he's a very versatile actor. Emily Blunt, I like her in a lot of things she's in, so I have to give this a 7 out of 10. Also, thought it was entertaining.
Nice. I was nervous where we were going to be on score, if we were going to be far apart, or I thought you might have gave it a 20 because I thought it was pretty good. So
no, it was good, but like you said, I think it was for me at least, it was a little too hyped up, and I wasn't disappointed, but I was expecting just a little bit more out of it.
So overall, though, we both enjoyed it. It's definitely worth picking it up, or at the very least, renting it, checking it out, see what you guys think. All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.
If you're interested, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and follow on Instagram.